Good morning. My name is Kate Higgins, and I am the CEO of Cooperation Canada, the national coalition of Canadian international development and humanitarian organizations. Today, on the one-month anniversary of escalations of violence in Gaza, Israel, and the West Bank, I am joined by leaders from Canada's leading humanitarian agencies who are here to provide you with an update on the critical humanitarian situation on the ground and renew their call to action to the Government of Canada to urgently demand a ceasefire, unconditional humanitarian access to Gaza, and the protection of civilians and humanitarian personnel. Depuis le 7 octobre, de la violence sans précédent à Gaza, en Israël et en Cisjordanie a provoqué une catastrophe humanitaire. Des milliers de civils, dont les enfants, sont tués et des millions d'autres souffrent des attaques, des bombardements incessants, de la faim, de la maladie, de l'absence d'eau potable, de soins de santé et d'aide humanitaire. While some organizations and local partners are providing immediate assistance to civilians on the ground, they are highly restricted in their ability to assist due to the total blockade, lack of safe humanitarian access, and extreme violence. Today, you will be hearing from Usama Khan, the Chief Executive Officer of Islamic Relief Canada, Nadja Pollaert, Directeur Général Médecins du Monde, Danny Glenwright, President and Chief Executive Officer at Save the Children Canada, and Béatrice Vaugrante, Directrice Générale, Oxfam-Québec. We are also joined today by representatives from the Mennonite Central Committee. Après, nous allons avoir 10 minutes pour des questions. This will be followed by an opportunity to ask questions to these humanitarian leaders. Over to you, Usama.
Good morning. My name is Usama Khan, and I'm the CEO at Islamic Relief Canada. Never in our work have we seen a humanitarian catastrophe like the one we're witnessing in Gaza. As we speak, over 2 million civilians are being collectively punished for the world to see. I can never forget the video of the 4-year-old injured boy, tears and blood streaming down his face and trembling from fear. No parents, no blankets, no hugs, only fear. Most families cannot escape the attacks that have hit their homes, refugee camps, mosques, churches, hospitals. Simply and horrifyingly put, there is no safe place to go in Gaza. We are here together as a sector to urge our government to demonstrate moral leadership and call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. Attention has been focused on the few trucks that have gone in, but it feels futile when the bombs continue to kill so many. Our teams on the ground are risking their lives every day under siege and under fire, yet still continue to work tirelessly to save lives. Islamic Relief's own office in Gaza was destroyed, and one of our partners' staff was killed. Our staff have lost many family members, and I quote one of them saying, "Everyone in Gaza is just awaiting death." On October 13th, we launched an email and petition campaign calling for a ceasefire and humanitarian access. As of today, 170,000 people have signed on and sent that message to elected officials. As Canadians, we refuse to stay silent. We cannot be bystanders to this atrocity. While the government has called for a humanitarian pause, it is simply not enough. A pause will not end the suffering of civilians in Gaza, and it certainly will not ease the destruction and death that will surely follow once it is lifted. We need to see an immediate and permanent ceasefire now. We cannot afford to wait any longer. I'll now pass the mic to my colleague. Thank you.
Bonjour, Nadja Pollaert, directrice générale de Médecins du Monde. La situation sanitaire à Gaza est catastrophique. Le système de santé s'effondre. 40% des hôpitaux et 73% des centres de santé sont hors service. Tous les puits d'eau dans le sud ont cessé de fonctionner dû au manque de carburant. Et évidemment, c'est l'augmentation des maladies qui viennent avec le manque d'accès à l'eau. Dans les diarrhées, les premières victimes sont les enfants souvent, les infections respiratoires et cutanées. Aujourd'hui à Gaza, les lieux de soins et les soignants sont pris pour cible. On a déjà vu plus que 100 attaques sur les lieux de soins depuis le début du 7 octobre et 175 soignants qui ont été tués. Et c'est pour tout ça que nous demandons ensemble aujourd'hui au gouvernement du Canada de se ranger du côté du droit international humanitaire pour demander un cessez-le-feu, un accès humanitaire sans entrave.
Good morning. I'm Glenwright, President and CEO at Save the Children Canada. Gaza has become a graveyard for children, with one child being killed every 10 minutes. Over the past month, 4,104 children have been killed. Most of them have been killed at home, and a huge number of them have been killed in South Gaza, where 1 million people were told to flee. Homes, hospitals, schools, and refugee camps have been targeted, and children are paying with their lives, including 615 babies and toddlers. This is a grave violation of children's rights. Save the Children has been working in Gaza since 1953 to support children and their families. Our staff send messages when they can, and it's unimaginable. They are among the people huddling in shelters with their families, simply hoping for their children to live another day. There is no safe place in Gaza. Without an immediate ceasefire, more children will be killed as more bombs drop. Without an immediate ceasefire, more children will be trapped in the rubble of bombed homes, schools, and hospitals, wounded with crush injuries, scared, and alone, with no one coming to help. Without an immediate ceasefire, there is no way to get fuel to run the machines to rescue the 1,270 children who right now are trapped under the rubble. Without an immediate ceasefire, medical supplies simply can't get in, so children can have painkillers and anesthesia before they undergo surgeries and amputations. Without an immediate ceasefire, more children will be at risk of death from illness, from dehydration, from lack of food, from lack of clean water, and lack of sanitation facilities. Without an immediate ceasefire, more and more children will watch their loved ones killed before their eyes. Without an immediate ceasefire, we will make history as a world that stood by while this happens on our watch. Thank you.
Béatrice Vaugrante, je suis la directrice générale d'Oxfam-Québec. Nous avons besoin d'un cessez-le-feu maintenant, avec un accès humanitaire sans entrave. Plus de 10 000 morts, 70% de femmes et d'enfants, 200 otages et 2,2 millions de personnes assiégées. Un mois de bombardement, sans accès à la nourriture, à l'eau, au carburant, à l'électricité, coupée par le gouvernement d'Israël. Seulement 2% de la nourriture a été livrée par rapport à la quantité habituelle. 2,2 millions de personnes forcées d'être transférées dans 60% du territoire, un territoire qui est déjà surpeuplé, de la grandeur de la ville de Montréal. 2,2 millions de personnes coincées dans la peur, la faim, la soif, le deuil. Ils n'ont même pas le temps, en fait, d'avoir le temps du deuil. Réalise-t-on le coût de cet abysse de violence, le désastre maintenant et les cicatrices béantes dans les mémoires pour le futur? Au su de l'histoire des multiples violations de droits pour les civils, pensons-nous vraiment que cette punition collective, où la fin sert d'arme de guerre, va mettre fin à quelque chose, que cette punition enterre le droit international humanitaire? La société civile montre, elle, un leadership qui fait défaut à nos gouvernements. On a déjà plus de 240 000 personnes qui ont signé tous ensemble. Il y a bien d'autres organisations aussi, partis politiques et autres, qui s'engagent pour demander un cessez-le-feu maintenant. Nous, les humanitaires, nous ne pouvons pas rester les bras croisés. On est ensemble aujourd'hui pour dire que ça suffit. Impossible de continuer dans les semaines à venir ainsi. Inacceptable de continuer ainsi. Chaque vie compte. Celle des Palestiniens comme celle des Israéliens doivent être protégées. Il faut agir maintenant. Il faut un cessez-le-feu maintenant.
Good morning. My name is Rick Cober Bauman. I serve as Executive Director of Mennonite Central Committee Canada. We've been working in Israel-Palestine for over 70 years and would want to add our voices to the very eloquent ones you've heard already, calling for an immediate ceasefire, calling for humanitarian access. We have 3 partners that are working inside Gaza who have had almost no success in delivering humanitarian aid, and we would strongly call on our government here in Canada to add their voices to the call for a ceasefire. Thank you.
Merci.